Leave it.
Is one of the preparations carried out on warp yarn prior to weaving. You can see that during knotting of the end of the previous woved fabric with the new warp beam, the yarns were entangled with each other. Now they are trying to separate this warp yarn into individual warp yarn. Now the white thread or wires you are seeing on the heat shaft, this is the heat shaft. Those moving device on the loom, it helps to separate the warp yarn into individual yarn. And this is based on the weaving mechanisms. That is how the warp yarn will be lifted and going down during weaving for creation of what you call shed for shuttle to pass through. Now you can see that the warp yarn on the loom, on the top of the looms, is almost free from each other. There are no more entangles. Now the weaver is trying to make the warp yarn taut, that is tight. Now you can see how they are spreading it, trying to make the individual yarn free from each other. The lady is also do the same thing alongside with the weaver. Now the weaver is trying to make the warp yarn taut on the loom. You can see how he's trying to make it. See how he's rotating it, turning it in a clockwise direction. In order to make the warp yarn taut on the loom. You can see how the warp yarns are well spread on the loom. Now you can see this white thread. These white thread are called wires. They are the thread that carries or through which the warp yarn passes through to the front of the loom. On this loom we have 4 shafts. We have four individual shafts. These are the shafts through which the warp yarn passes through. They are carrying the warp yarn. Let me put it that way. This is the heat wires on the heat shaft through which the warp yarn passes through. At the middle of this heat wire there is a hole. We call it ice lid. We call them ice lid. You can see the hole through which the individual warp yarn passes through. It's just like an ice opening. You can see the opening. This is the opening through which the warp yarn passes through individually. weaver is still separating the warp yarn. You can see how they are free from each other. It's one of the preparation. Prior to weaving, the other weaver is doing the same thing. This is what is called warp yarn. They are still separating the warp yarn from each other. No doing nothing. The warp yarns were entangling with each other. Now they are trying to separate them. Well done. Wow, 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 wow. You can still see the weaver trying to separate the warp yarn individually. See how the yarns entangle and trying to separate them. You can see this entanglement, doing nothing. Now separating the ones entangled with each other. You can see. Now the weaver is almost done with separation of warp yarn into individual warp yarn. Now the warp yarns are free from each other. They are no more entangling with each other. They are individually separated. You can see how they are laid flat on the loom. Now, as I have said, this is the heel wires that carries the warp yarn. You can see there are 4 in number. The 4 heel shaft, the numbers of each shaft on the loom depends on the weave design. We can have more than 4 of these heel shaft on the loom. More than 4, depend on design. Now the whole warp yarn on the loom alongside with the previous woved fabric is now made taut on the loom. You can see how flat it is on the loom. Now the weaver is trying to make it taut, trying to put the rod. You can see how it's working to make sure the warp yarn is taut on the loom. Can you see? Okay. Wow. Now the weaver has moved to the front of the loom. Try to see if the warp yarn is fully taut, strength on the loom. Now you can see he's still checking. See how he's spreading it. See how he's spreading it. The warp sheet. See how the rod is moving front and back. Separate the warp yarn into two warp sheets. Now you can see how the warp yarns are separated into two warp sheets. Can you see the works of that rod? Can you see? Can you see the warp yarn is separated into two warp sheets? The down and the top. This is how the warp yarn will be separated up and down during weaving. Up and down during weaving. They will be moving up and down by the aid of the heel shaft through which they pass through, or through the heel shaft that carries them. Now you have moved the rod back. Try to tie the two rods together with the back beam or rest beam. We call it rest beam. So that they can be firm on the loom. Now that two rods will not be moving front and back during weaving. They will be made, they are tied together to stand, to stay firm at that position. Now the weaver is still going around to check if the warp yarns are well arranged and uniform taut. Now he's trying to make it more taut. Okay, he has loosed it. He has loosed it. He has loosed it. He has loosed it. You can see how the warp yarns and the period woved fabric goes down. Okay, now he's trying to make it taut. He's trying to make it taut, make it tight. You can see how the warp beam is being rotated. It's being rotated, taking up the warp yarn in order to make the warp yarn strength on the fabric. Now is that device he moves to himself is called the lead. That device is called the lead. You can see how strange the device is. We call it dent. This is dent. We call it dent. It beats the weft yarn to the fed during weaving. This is the dent. It has metallic wires through which the warp yarn also pass through. The process of passing warp yarn through dent is called denting. You can see dents. I'm coming. Excuse me. This is dent. This is dent wire. Dent. You can also call it lead. The lead, you can call it lead. This is lead. You can call it dent. The space in between the wires is called the lead. Is called the dent, while the whole device is called the lead. Now the weaver is trying to run the machine to see if the tightening knottings are well done. You can see the weaver mount on the loom, try to weave and see, try to weave. You can see this is lead. This is the lead. You can see now it's moving the shaft up and down through straddling at the bottom of the loom. At the lower part of the loom, at the bottom of the loom, we have what is called treadles that are connected to his shaft from the bottom. Now he uses his leg to control this, to move this or control the treadles. The treadles are being operated through his leg. Then his shaft will be moving up and down. This is the treadles. You can see this wire. You can see this wires or rope. You can call it rope. Now they are connected to the bottom of the his shaft. As it's operating on or pendling on the treadle, you can see the his shaft will be going up and down, separating the warp yarn into two warp sheets. Now we have started weaving, trying to move the weft to the other side of the loop. Now he is passing the weft yarn across the loom. You can see now he has collected this device is holding. It's called shuttle. It carries weft yarn. It carries weft yarn. It is propelled. This shuttle is propelled from one side of the room to the other side of the room. You can see. Now it's moving. It's moving now. Now the device which you call lead or dent is going front and back to beat the weft. To beat the weft to the third or to the last positions of the weft yarn. You can see it's weaving, it's weaving, it's weaving. Now you can see how the shafts are being selected, going up and down, selections. You can see. Now it's weaving. This is what is called weaving. This is what is called weaving. This is what is called weaving. You can see it's weaving fabric right now. It's weaving fabric right now. It's weaving fabric right now. You can see. You can see. Now this device that's stringing back and front, as I said, is called dent or lead. You can see as soon as the weft is laid inside the opening that is created on the warp yarn, the lead move front, or the lead is allowed to move front to beat the weft to the third. You can see the shuttle. Now the man is starting into the shed. Now passing it back to where it was again. Now you can see. Now this is the heel shaft. You can see how the heel shaft is moving to create shed. Now the process through which the heel shaft are moving up and down in order to create an opening through which the shuttle passes through to lay the weft is called shedding. It's called shedding. While the passing of shuttle through the shed created by shedding is called picking. It's called picking. Now the process of beating or pushing the weft yarn in the shed to the last laid weft is known as beating. These are the three primary motions on the loom. The three primary motions are shedding, picking, and beating. These three primary motions are right now going on the loom as the weaver is weaving the fabric. As the weaver is weaving the fabric, the three primary motions on loom is actually in operation. The three primary mechanisms that can make or that is responsible for